Athletes, Coach Blu. I want to talk about a real sensitive topic that you may not even realize that you're experiencing, and that is compassion fatigue. So compassion fatigue happens quite a bit, and it goes unnoticed for quite a long time. And everyone that I've ever come in contact with struggling with addiction that has history of understanding this one principle, compassion fatigue, usually will end up doing better in the long run. Prolonged exposure to other people's trauma, other people's problems, other people's addictions. I say this quite often, especially when I'm training new athletes, new clients are coming in trying to get help for drugs and alcohol. And that is the one thing that everyone seems to have in common is this uncanny ability to become all their friends, family, relationship, junior counselors. See, it's kind of a funny thing. It's a funny trait that a lot of people in addiction have, and I can't explain why, other than I know that people that struggle with addiction have big hearts. Sounds interesting, but what happens, we start taking on everyone's problems. They come to us, our friends, our family, dumping all of their emotional baggage onto us, and we carry it because we love them, we want to help them, we want to be there. But pretty soon, we are so overladen with other people's issues and we're exposed to all the trauma and the drama that our knees begin to buckle and we collapse. Thus, the introduction to addiction. That's how you found out how to soothe your pain. So compassion fatigue is an interesting thing because it also happens to people that are on the front lines of helping, such as first responders, firefighters, paramedics, police officers, social workers, therapists, these kinds of people. And what happens is we're inundated with other people's issues, the scary things, the tragic things, the drama type things in a real interesting way. Compassion fatigue actually has symptoms that look and mimic what post-traumatic stress would be to a certain degree. These symptoms include exhaustion, sleep disturbances, anxiety, emotional disconnect, problems with relationships, depression, and would you believe it, even addiction. When we're giving more to other people and neglecting how to self-soothe, athletes, we are no good to anyone. People who regularly experience other trauma or negative emotions from others, they neglect their own self-care. And although you might be thinking that you're doing a great job and you're helping a ton of people, if you're not taking care of yourself, you will not be any good to anybody else. We'll put you out on the field, we'll run some plays, and you will fail. Now there's some interesting ways to cope with this. First and foremost, Coach Blu here, don't let others' urgency become your urgency. Sounds kind of messed up. Now, unless it's an emergency, don't let their urgency get you. And don't try to unload their problems. You don't have the ability to do that. You've got to be able to stay back and coach them through it without grabbing the ball and running the play for them. If you do that, athletes, you take away their ability to overcome. You take away their ability to be the underdog. They may stumble, they may fall, but you're there to help pick them back up, not carry them across the goal line. Compassion fatigue is a very real thing. And the last thing we want you to do as an emotional individual is to become so callous that you want to just take a timeout and push everybody away. You're better use for the team, for your family, for your recovery, when you can keep your head in the game, not allowing other people's urgency to become your urgency. Now, I am a firm believer that when we overdo it, we can actually become addicted to service type experiences, and we want to help people so badly that we are willing to risk our own sobriety in order to make that happen. No can do, athletes. You've got to be able to call the plays as you see them, keep yourself safe first, then reach out and gather teammates to help support that individual. You should never carry another person's emotional baggage. Let them put it through baggage claim, let them unpack it, throw away the stuff that's not going to be worth anything, and process the stuff that is. In the end, athletes, it'll definitely help you turn your mess into a very powerful message.